All right, lesson 14, second page of your homework this week. We're jumping right in with a inequality problem. And it says that the answer to this, the solution, is either x is bigger than negative 10 or x is smaller than negative 10 if you read that backwards. So it's like which way is the correct direction to shade this if you were to solve it. So they've already really solved it for you. You know that if you work this out as an equation, you're going to get negative 10. You just got to decide, okay, do we want numbers that are bigger than negative 10 or do we want numbers that are smaller than negative 10? Well, this is a perfect opportunity to do the zero test. So let's plug in 0 for x and let's see if it makes it true or not. And then that'll help us make our decision. Okay, so 5 minus nothing, because 3 times 0 is nothing. Is that bigger than 35? And we're going to say big emphatic no there. So 0 doesn't work. So 0 is not an answer. So if we were to sketch this and we were to focus in on negative 10, and here's 0, right? Negative 10 is our answer. We know that. And we know that 0 does not work. So we want to shade this way. So which one of these two things says x is the smaller numbers? This is saying greater than negative 10. And this one is backwards, saying that x is the smaller of the two. So x is smaller than negative 10. That's the one that we want. And I think our explanation is in our shown work. I'm going to leave it at that. All right, the school band director determined from past experience that if they charge $T for a ticket to the concert, they can expect attendance of 1,000 minus 50T. The director used this model to figure out that the ticket price needs to be $8 or greater in order for at least 600 people to attend. Do you agree with this claim? Why or why not? Okay, so they're expecting 1,000 minus 50T when they charge T dollars. Okay, so let's write that down. 1,000 minus 50T. And this is in terms of attendance, right? So we really don't want to deal it with the 8. It's really more including here with 600. So let's set it equal to 600. Find out what T equals. And then we'll decide on whether this is a greater or less than for the $8. Okay. So let's solve this. So the first thing that we want to do is we want to subtract 1,000 from both sides. So when we subtract 1,000 from both sides to get rid of it, we're left with a negative 50T. And 600 minus 1,000 is negative 400. And when we divide this out, negative 400 can be divided by negative 50 and get a positive 8. So 8 is the solution. So I'm feeling pretty good about this. Now we just got to check if or greater makes sense. Okay. So what we saw for here is that they need to charge $8 on the nose to get 600 people to show up. Like that's what this is saying. So let's try out another number and let's make this into an inequality. It does say at least 600 to attend. So to have at least 600, that means we want to have 600 or more. So technically, this problem is 1,000 minus 50T. We want to have greater than or equal to 600 people, right? So let's plug in an easy number to work with. It needs to be 8 or greater. So 8 or greater would be 10. So let's plug in 10. 1,000 minus 50 times 10 is greater than or equal to 600. Let's see if that's true when we do it. 50 times 10 is 500. And 1,000 minus 500 is not greater than 600. It would be 500 on the nose. So I don't agree with it needing to be $8 or greater. I would say no. It needs to be $8 or less. And that makes more sense. I mean, you charge less for the tickets, more people are going to show up, right? You're not going to make this greater. That wouldn't make any sense. Like, hey, I'm just going to charge $20 a head. Do you think more people are going to come running if it's more expensive? No, it's not. $8 or less, and you'll get at least 600 people there. You raise that price, you're going to shrink your attendance, and that just makes sense. So, no, it needs to be $8 or less. You could say something like cheaper tickets bring in higher attendance. Something like that. That would make sense to me. Okay. Number 3. Which inequality is true when the value of x is -3? All right, so which one of these can we plug in -3 in and it would be true? So let's just try them all out. The first one is the opposite of x -6 is less than -3.5. Let's try it out. Opposite of -3 is 3. 3 minus 6 is -3. Is -3 less than -3.5? And I'm going to say no on the first one. Let's try it on the next one. The opposite of x would be 3. So the next one would be 3 minus 6 is bigger than positive 3.5. Well, -3 is their difference, and -3 is not bigger than 3.5. So we don't want to pick that one. All right, the next one. The opposite of -3, because -3 is our x, would be 3 again. 3 minus 6 is that bigger than -3.5. Well, 3 minus 6 is -3. And that looks like, to me, that's the one that we want to pick. -3 is bigger than -3.5. So C is our choice. All right, number 4. Draw the solution set for each of the following inequalities. X is less or equal to 5. All right, here's 5. It's an or equal to, so we want to fill in. And what are the numbers that are less than 5? That would be all of the ones over this way. The next one is breaking it down into 5 halves. So if you take 5 and you cut it in 2, that's 2.5. So here's 2.5 right here, 2.5. All right. We don't want to fill in the circle because there's no line underneath. And we want all the x's that are smaller. So we want everything to the left. Number 5. 1 year ago, Claire was 4 feet 6 inches tall. Okay, let's do a quick little conversion here. 4 feet is 48 inches because 4 times 12 is 48. Plus 6 means that she used to be 54 inches tall. Now she is 4 foot 10 inches. She grew 4 inches. So now she's 4 more than that, which is 58 inches. So she's gone up 4 inches from 54 to 58. And we want to know by what percentage that she increased. So we can solve this with a simple table, a percent table. So percent versus height. Her height last time was at 100% of its height was 54. We're trying to find out what percentage it's increased when it's gone up to 58. So if we divide 54 and 100, we can find that our constant of proportionality is 0.54. Bad thing is we don't know what number to multiply by that to get 58. So to get our answer here, we have to divide 0.54 into 58. So let me pull up my Desmos calculator. We'll do that real quick. 58 divided by 0.54. And we're going to round that to 107.4. 107.4. So let's go back. This is going to be 107.4. So going from 100 to 107.4 is a 7.4% growth. And that's our answer. She grew her height by 7.4% increase. And that is your second page of your homework for this week.